Welcome to Law Days and Lattes, the podcast where we blend the world of law and business with a warm cup of information and common sense. I'm your host, Sidney, attorney, real estate investor, and business owner. Each week, we'll be your go-to source for legal insights, business advice, and so much more. Whether you're a seasoned professional, an ambitious entrepreneur, or simply someone seeking guidance, we'll have you covered. From navigating the legal landscape to empowering you with valuable business strategies, we'll explore the legal side of life and enjoy a virtual latte along the way. So, grab your favorite latte, get comfortable, and let's dive into Law Days and Lattes. Welcome to Law Days and Lattes, your one-stop shop for issues affecting your family and your business. Today, we are beginning a new series of episodes, especially for our women listeners. Although, guys, there is good stuff in here for you as well. This series is designed to empower the women in our lives with the legal knowledge and tools needed to take control of their financial future, build wealth, and protect what they've earned without relying on others. Each episode in this series will focus on an actionable strategy, common pitfalls, and expert advice tailored specifically to a woman's unique challenges. This episode is dedicated to helping you take charge of your financial futures without relying on anyone else to do it for them. I'm your host, Sidney, and I'm here to share actionable advice, legal tips, and expert insights to help you build, protect, and grow your wealth. In this first episode of the series, we're tackling a critical topic, breaking the dependence cycle. Too often, women are left vulnerable because they rely on a partner, family member, or employer to manage their finances or legal affairs. That ends today, ladies. Whether you're starting from scratch, recovering from a financial setback, or simply ready to level up, this episode will guide you through the foundational steps to take control of your financial life. Let's dive in. So, why is financial independence non-negotiable? Let's start with a hard truth. Dependence can be risky. Life happens, relationships change, jobs come and go, and emergencies arise. If you're not in control of your finances and legal decisions, you're leaving yourself open to unnecessary risks. Here are some statistics to consider. According to a recent study, nearly half of women in the U.S. say they rely on their spouse or their partner to handle financial planning. Yet, 80% of women will outlive their male partners, which means that they'll ultimately need to take control anyway. I, like many of you out there, don't have to look far to find examples of this. My own dad died at the age of 55, leaving my mom a widow with a 15-year-old son still in high school. She eventually remarried, and her second spouse became ill and passed away within a year of their marriage, leaving her widowed the second time before she reached age 60. And this isn't just about money, my friends. It's about security, confidence, and the ability to navigate life's challenges on your own terms. Let's talk about the legal documents every woman needs. To start building your financial independence, you need to get your legal house in order. At a minimum, here are 3 essential documents every woman should have. First, a will. Think of a will as your financial voice after you're gone. It ensures that your assets go to the right people and prevents family disputes. If you don't have a will, the state decides who to get your assets, and that rarely aligns with your wishes. And remember, the default rules dictating who will inherit your property when you die does not take into consideration stepchildren, foster children, or significant others that are not married to you. Second, let's talk about durable powers of attorney. A durable power of attorney for business purposes allows someone you trust to make financial decisions for you if you're unable to. It's not just for the elderly. Unexpected illnesses or accidents can happen to anyone. Next, you need a healthcare proxy. Often we call this a durable power of attorney for healthcare. This document appoints someone to make medical decisions for you if you're incapacitated. Without it, those decisions could fall into the wrong hands. Set a deadline to create or update these documents. Don't wait for the right time, ladies. The right time is now. This next segment we call taking ownership of your finances. Let's talk about money. Here are 3 steps to take ownership of your financial future. First, open accounts in your name. Ladies, I cannot stress this enough. If you don't already have a personal checking, savings, and retirement account in your name, open one today. Shared accounts are fine, but you also need financial autonomy. At least some accounts that are in your name and your name only are super important for your financial independence. Now, it is perfectly okay, and I do recommend this next step. Name a beneficiary on those individual accounts. Beneficiary designations ensure that these accounts won't have to go through probate if you die, but your beneficiaries only get these accounts when you die. The beneficiaries should not be a joint owner on your account. Next, know your numbers. Start by tracking your income, expenses, and savings. There's power in knowing exactly where you stand financially. Use apps like Mint or even a simple spreadsheet to help you keep track. And next, educate yourself. I don't mean that you have to go back to school or take special classes, although there would be nothing wrong with that. What I mean is that learning is and should be a lifelong opportunity to continue to upgrade your knowledge and your skills. Take time to learn about personal finance. Read books, listen to podcasts, including this one, of course, or take an online course. The more you know, the more confident you will feel. Pro tip here, even if someone else is handling your finances now, make it a point to understand what's going on. Ask questions. Demand transparency. Insist on reviewing the bank account statements yourself and the financial documents that you may be asked to sign at a bank. Don't just take someone's word for it, even if it's your spouse or someone that you have trusted to do this for you. This is your future you're talking about, so take ownership of it. Some common pitfalls and how to avoid them. Let's address some common mistakes women make when trying to break the dependence cycle. The first mistake, trusting without verifying. Blind trust in a partner or a family member to manage your finances can backfire. As women, we've been conditioned to rely on others, whether that is your parents, your spouse, or your boss. This may be new territory for you, but always, always, always review statements and understand your financial picture. Mistake number 2, delaying financial planning until later. Many women put off financial planning until after a major life event, like a divorce or the loss of a spouse. Don't wait until it's an emergency. Start now. As an attorney and having the opportunity to speak with women in many different circumstances, I've never talked to anyone who was happy that they put off taking those steps to secure their own financial futures. It's never a good idea to wait. Mistake number 3, underestimating the power of small steps. The good news is that you don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Small, consistent steps, like opening up your own accounts, saving a little more each month, or paying off one credit card, can lead to big results over time. Some final thoughts and next steps. Here's the takeaway. Financial independence isn't just about protecting yourself from worst-case scenarios. It's also about creating the life that you want. It's about confidence, empowerment, and freedom. This week, I challenge you to take one action step toward financial independence. Maybe it's scheduling a meeting with an attorney to create a will, or maybe it's opening a savings account in your name. Whatever it is, just start. Next week, we'll be diving into episode 2, Understanding and Negotiating Contracts. You won't want to miss it. It's full of practical advice to help you advocate for yourself in any situation. Thank you for joining me today on Law Days and Lattes. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with the women in your life who need this message. Together, we can all become financially fearless. If you have questions or want us to tackle a specific topic, reach out to us on social media. We would love to hear from you. Thanks for listening today, and as always, my friends, grab your favorite latte, hold your loved ones tight, and have a great week.
This podcast episode contains general information for discussion purposes only. Each case is different and must be judged on its own merits. Missouri rules generally prohibit lawyers from advertising that they specialize in particular areas of the law. This show should not be construed to suggest such specialization. Nothing on this show should be taken as legal advice for any individual case or situation. This information is not intended to create an attorney-client relationship, and the listening or viewing of this podcast does not constitute an attorney-client relationship. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.